practice of Buddhism was actually started in nature, and that's why Buddhists treat the natural environment with care and compassion. And the natural environment is the same for all of us, whether we are Buddhist or not. But today, we're going to talk about Buddhism in nature.
Most of you are watching this video because you're curious. You may want to learn more, but you're just a little bit worried it might not sit with your current religion or your philosophy. You know, the number one question I get asked is, what is Buddhism? Is it a philosophy, a religion, or is it just a way to conduct your life? And my answer is simple. What do you want it to be? It can be a teaching, it can be a system, or it can be a practice, whatever it is that you're looking for. The Buddha himself actually answered the question quite simply. When he was asked what his teachings were all about, he answered, to avoid doing bad, to do good, and to develop the mind. That's it. That's all Buddhism is in a nutshell. We're not here today to try to discuss all the teachings or the history of the Buddha, but if you are interested, there is an introductory course available in the Wellness Recordings bundle. So absolutely go check it out if you're interested. But today we're going to talk about Buddhism and nature, and we'll conclude our practice with a contemplative loving kindness meditation. We'll do it outdoors, perhaps by a tree. And this meditation is all about generating goodwill towards all beings. The association between nature and human existence can never be neglected, no matter what belief system you have. For a Buddhist, the importance of nature can be based on 4 truly important events that comprise the foundation of Buddhism, and that's birth, enlightenment, the sharing of knowledge, and death. The connection and the comprehension of nature that stems from being mindful of the environment will allow us to achieve the ultimate aim of Buddhist thought philosophies, which is really enlightenment. But however, appreciating nature really involves taking into account our responsibility to take care of it. Ultimately, we are responsible to the environment that sustains us, and we can benefit from it. To a Buddhist, living in harmony with the natural environment is paramount. This is because Buddhists believe that one way or another, the welfare of the natural environment influences both the physical and the spiritual welfare of people. The natural environment helps one to understand that life is really all about changes. Thus, it helps us prepare ourselves for natural changes. Also, it helps instill confidence and improved attention so we can stand up to our fears, improve our focus, and subsequently reach enlightenment. Think about it. Relaxing in nature gives us an opportunity to experience true peace. It helps one breathe easily, calm down, and loosen up. And Buddhism regards the natural environment so much that nature gives peace from the noise and the complex nature of actual city life. So the Buddha saw nature not as an enemy, but as an ally for living peacefully. In between his awakening and his death, nature was constant in his life and his teaching. Grove forests and parklands were the most typical places where people connected with the Buddha and became a popular place for him to do his teachings. You know, even today in today's society, there are so many schools that advocate bringing our elementary kids outside because surrounded by nature, they learn better. Throughout the life of the actual historical Buddha, he prized nature and he wanted to teach people about how resilient nature could make you. It also taught about the changes. You watched trees grow, you watched plants grow, and you watched them also die, just like the reality of our own being. So the birth of the Buddha was actually in nature, and he achieved enlightenment in the river bank under a tree. And after his enlightenment, he shared his insights with others. And his first teaching, again, was in a natural environment. Buddhists consider this natural environment as the most suitable for meditation practices as well, because this is simply because it can be easily appreciated and we can connect with the nature energy in the course of meditation. That's to say that the quietness of the environment helps the person practicing meditation through their spiritual development. And meditation is the main motivation of the Buddha and the monks when they go off into the wilderness to participate in these activities. So they actually choose forests because they're soothing. They're soothing to us. They make us feel good. And monks who have meditated there have talked about the considerable value in the tranquility. Buddhism emphasizes the importance of human interaction based on the mutual respect between humans and the environment. It also adopts the philosophy of compassion, respect for all living beings, and harmony between all living creatures sharing the earth. So nature has a great deal to teach us. In particular, it teaches us about change. Just as all things are in change in the natural environment, it teaches the importance of living in harmony with that environment through all those changes. And those lessons are ones that we can bring to our own life. In addition, spending time in nature can help us confront our fears, and it can build skills of attention, and it can build our skill of self-reliance. A long tradition in Buddhism sees an intimate and real mutual interaction between nature and people's inner life. The health of the natural environment is closely tied to people's physical and spiritual health. Think about it. Some of the world's worst disasters wreaked havoc on people's health. Chemical spills, fires that charred the earth and polluted the waters also polluted our physical and spiritual health. And so caring for the environment is a way to really care for ourselves. And if we really care for ourselves on our own, for our own being, then we would absolutely care for the environment around us. Our knowledge of the connection between ourselves and nature increases when we spend time outside. If we took the Buddha's advice to meditate in the beauty of nature, well, maybe we'll actually develop a fondness for it. So if you're saying to yourself, I don't really want to meditate, I don't think I can do it, maybe if you concentrate on meditating in nature, surrounded by the beauty of nature, you'll actually grow to love it. And perhaps when you seek a tranquil environment, it will actually exhibit to us how wonderful nature actually is at all times. And even if we can't get outdoors into the natural world, think about a calm atmosphere where we can just observe our environment around us. Remember, in another course, I talked about opening the window and allowing the fresh air in. When we see that, we realize that we do have to care for our environment. We need to understand that the nature within us and outside go hand in hand, right? Human nature, it made man gentle. It made his attitude towards his environment also be gentle. So while humans show love and kindness to each other every day, they sometimes tend not to extend it to their natural environment, but we were made to extend it to our natural environment. So we really have to think about that gentle nature that we were born with, and how do we extend it outside? We can ensure that we're looking after everything outside to make sure that we look after everything inside. So what's the first step in caring for the environment? Well, as I just said, it's really self-awareness. Each individual, that's you, has to want to help make the environment around them credible and safe and secure so they can acknowledge the importance of nature and take care of it. And when they know that the significance of their role is the protection of nature, they will better understand how deeply we should care for the environment. And when you grasp that, you will be better suited to look after everything not only around you, but within you. It's just like when we think kindly about others and show them compassion. When we do that, we're likely to get back that same energy, right? So if we show compassion to our natural surroundings, we get the same back, right? So if we spend time in nature, admiring it and nurturing it and allowing it to grow and allowing it to help us feel better, we get that back in spades. You know, the Dalai Lama believes that it takes a genuine sense of universal responsibility, which bases itself on love and clear awareness and a compassion to actually preserve our natural environment, so that in order to ensure our natural environment is safe, we need to ensure we have compassion for ourselves first and for everyone in the world, because in Buddhism, everything is interconnected. So how do we practice compassion? Well, today we're going to talk about it. Today we're going to talk about loving kindness meditation. It's a method of developing compassion. Think about, when was the last time you made an effort just to love someone? When was the last time you tried to see the best in another person rather than focusing on their faults? When you become wrapped up in your own troubles, it can be hard to see things that are good in the other person. Sometimes all you want to do is run. Loving kindness meditation is about looking outside yourself. It's about trying to see the best in another and the best in yourself. Loving kindness meditation is not trying to score a point or win an argument. It's about trying to look outside and inside and only seeing good. It comes from the Buddhist tradition, but it can be adapted and practiced by anyone. It doesn't matter, regardless of religion or regardless of affiliation, because the meditation is essentially about cultivating love. Loving meditation is really a self-care technique that can be used to boost well-being, reduce stress. It also increases our capacity for forgiveness, connection to others, self-acceptance, and so much more. And in this practice, we actually generate goodwill towards all beings, starting with ourself and gradually expanding to include all beings. That technique is not as simple as you are just asking yourself to send kindness your way or others. It often takes practice to allow yourself to actually receive your own love or to send it. And there are really 4 different factors that explain the appeal of this type of meditation. It's including the fact that it works on all age groups and for all people and personalities. There's no specific demographic for using this method, and there is no prep work necessary. So you can do it anywhere, anytime, but today we are going to practice it in nature. Done regularly, you will feel the benefits throughout your life. And there are different ways to practice this form of meditation. Each is based on a different Buddhist tradition, but at the very core, they are all the same. It's simply you generating kind intentions toward yourself and others. So here it is. The following is a real simple and effective loving kindness meditation technique for you to try. So I want you to carve out some quiet time for yourself, even if it's a few minutes today, and I want you to go outside beneath a beautiful tree or some flowers or a beautiful babbling brook, and I want you to sit comfortably. I want you to close your eyes, relax your muscles, and take a few deep breaths. One more. Now imagine yourself experiencing complete physical and emotional wellness and inner peace. Imagine feeling perfect love for yourself, thanking yourself for all that you are, and knowing that you are just right, just as you are. focus on this feeling of inner peace and imagine that you are breathing out tension and breathing in feelings of love. So as you breathe in feelings of love, you breathe out all that tension. Repeat it 3 or 4 times just to yourself. And now we'll start working on phrases that you can use in your loving kindness meditation. So you might simply say these or anything else that you feel comfortable with. So you would start simply with, may I be happy. May I be safe. May I be healthy, peaceful, and strong. May I give and receive appreciation today. Then take some time to sit with those feelings of warmth and self-compassion for a few minutes. You can stay here and you can direct the same thought again to yourself, or you can bring the circle out. And next, think of a loved one or a friend in your life that may need your compassion. And I want you to think about them exactly the same way and repeat the same process. So you might say, may my loved one, whoever that may be happy. May my loved one be safe. May my loved one be healthy, peaceful, and strong. May my loved one give and receive appreciation today. Once you've held these feelings toward that person, then bring in another important person from your life into your awareness, and one by one, envision them with perfect wellness, with perfect inner peace. And then from there, branch out to your friends, to family members, to neighbors, to acquaintances, to people that you want to forgive. Name them by name or name them by group. You may even want to include groups of people around the world, or just extend those feelings of loving and kindness to all beings around the globe and focus on a feeling of connection and compassion. You may even want to include those who you are in conflict with, but you want to help them reach a place of forgiveness or greater peace. And when you feel your meditation is complete, when you've truly sent compassion and kindness to everyone that you want to, then open your eyes and remember that you can revisit this wonderful feeling you generated anytime throughout the day. Internalize how loving kindness meditation feels and then return to those feelings simply by shifting your focus and taking a few breaths and repeating what you started with. You can direct loving kindness meditation toward people, any people in your life, towards any people on this earth or outside, to boost your feelings of forgiveness, to help others, whatever you believe. The words that I have told you are just simple words. You can use any ones that you prefer. I had said, may I be happy, may I be safe, may I be healthy, peaceful, and strong, and may I give and receive appreciation today. But those are not the words that you must use. You just want to recite some phrases that make you feel compassion to yourself and then compassion in a larger scale. Loving kindness meditation is really hugely beneficial in your life. It gives you far less self-criticism. It gives you more positive emotions. Your self-destructive thoughts seem to go away. It actually can help reduce pain symptoms and give you a faster recovery from illnesses. It'll give you more resilience, and the one that I really love, it gets you to be self-motivated. So take some time now to come up with words that will make you feel connected to this practice, and then try to practice as often as you can. As with anything, the more you practice, the more you benefit. And remember, we did this outside, in nature, where the Buddhists believe that we should be, where we learn more, where we grow more, and ultimately where we will prosper more. So take some time and do the same. And if you'd like to use the words that I had just said, then you can go ahead and download the PDF at the end of this video. And in the meantime, namaste.